Knock, knock, knock. Standing on the other side of the door are two twin kids, a boy and a girl who live next door, and their mother is standing right behind them. "Would you like to buy some cookies?" the little boy asked. "What for?" The man waited for a response. "Our school costume contest is coming up and it's the day before tomorrow and we don't have money to pay for our costumes. We want to win," explained the boy. "Do you want to enter the contest?" the man responded. "Yes," the girl exclaimed. Her eyes had a sparkle in them. The man felt sorry for the two twins and said, "You know what? How about your mom and I find you costumes for your school contest?" The kids shook their head in disbelief, and with that they left. The next day there was a light knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. The man ran towards the door and the kids look around as if it were some royal palace. "So what costume do you all want?" The kids think about it for a moment. The boy eagerly says, "I want to be a zombie." Following him, his sister shouts, "I want to be a ghost." The man thinks hard for a second and has an idea. He asks the mom, "How about we help the twins make some unique costumes?" The mom answers, "What did you have in mind?" Then he smiles and dashes through each room and grabbed enough things to fill up his entire arms up to his chin. Still running, he came back and plopped down all the things in his arms on a small square table in the middle of the living room. "What's that?" the little girl asked. The mom shared, "We decided that we are going to make both of your costumes." The two kids look at them cluelessly. The man grabs a dark green shirt from the pile, holds it up, and repeats, "We are going to make your costumes." There were many shirts, scissors, glitter, glue, hat, old shoes, and a bunch of other things. They all got to work on their costumes, tearing things apart, gluing pieces together, and basically making a whole mess. They took their time on their costumes, carefully deciding on what and how they're going to do them. Once it got dark enough, the two little twins and mom said their goodbyes and headed out the door, leaving the whole room a mess. Today was the long-awaited day, the day of the school costume contest, and they continued to keep tearing, gluing, and making final adjustments to their costumes until the last minute. "We're almost done," the two little siblings dance around the room. The school contest was getting close. "You all should hurry up. The costume contest is in a few hours." "It's okay," the little girl smiled. The little boy repeats what the man said. "Like you said, it's only a few hours from now." Taking their time, they were both determined to finish their costumes. The two little twins were down to the last hour and they finally completed their costumes. So they took the remaining time to rearrange their hair over and over again, and adjusting their costumes while their mom did their makeup. The time was slowly passing by and the man was getting anxious. "Are you almost done? It's starting in a few minutes." "Don't worry," the little boy said calmly. "We're almost done." After making their final adjustments, the two twins were finally ready to go. The school was really close to the man's house, so all they had to do was walk over a few houses down the road to get there. Once they got there, they opened the doors and the whole place was filled with loads of people in costume. There was a huge cluster of kids in costumes leading up to the stage. "All kids who are participating, please quietly head backstage and wait until further instructions," ordered the announcer. As the kids headed from the cafeteria to the backstage, the twins followed the cluster of kids. "Today we have so many great costumes that everyone has put together, but there can only be 3 winners. Good luck to all of you participating, and let us now begin the costume contest." The audience clapped loudly as the kids slowly walked through the stage, showing off their costumes. The line was so long that it looked like the little kids would never make it to the stage. Once everyone got to show off their costumes, the few judges sitting at a table talked to each other and scribbled their notes on a piece of paper. They handed it to the announcer and she said, "All right now, are we having fun?" "Woo!" the audience screamed. "Now, this piece of paper I'm holding in my hands has the top 10 winners, and it's your turn to decide who the top 3 winners will be." As the announcer calls up the 10 kids, the audience applauds. The last 2 people were the twins, and when the announcer finally gets to the little girl, everyone screams and shouts, "Woo! Yeah!" The little boy also gets a loud applause combined with whistling and much yelling. "Woo! Yay!" Narrowing down the numbers one by one, the 2 twins are in the top 5. The audience cheers as loud as they can, and the announcer keeps waving her hands over the heads of the little kids to compare the applause. "All right, I think we finally have our winners." The announcer waits until the applause dies down. In third place is a boy named Zach, who was dressed as a mummy and looked kind of scary. Second place was the little twin boy dressed up as a zombie. The first place recognition went to the twin girl with the her ghost costume. She almost looked as if she could have been the real thing. The other 2 kids were escorted off the stage. Once they got off the stage, everyone was praising them on how well they did. They didn't win anything, but they didn't have to. All that mattered was that they did their best.